So if you don't know, I unfortunately have a Twitter account, and about a week or so ago, I got a notification from Youtooz themselves saying that I had won a giveaway, which is really surprising. This is already really shocking, but it wasn't just a normal giveaway. I won a prototype Toy Freddy figure, which is just genuinely awesome. Knowing how long it takes Youtooz to ship, I wasn't expecting this for another month. So imagine my surprise when I came back from college for the weekend and found this. Since I'm one of the first people ever to have this figure, I figured I might as well make a review of the guy. So, might as well just jump on into it. So, here is the box that the figure came in, and I was not expecting it to have the prototype label. That's pretty cool. But it still is a box. I did kind of damage it, so that's a little unfortunate, but I'm still gonna keep the box. So here's the grand reveal. I mean, I already opened it, so yeah. It's upside down, unfortunate, but yeah, it's in a very shiny, plastic case. I think all Youtooz figures come in this, for preservation's sake, but it's incredibly shiny. There's no specific art on the box that you can't see on the actual box. So I'm just gonna take it out and, oh, there's my face. Surprise, surprise, I'm a white guy. I'm just gonna take it out of the box. Yeah. So here he is out of his plastic shiny little sleeve. And this box might actually be the coolest part of this thing, because first off, prototype, that's what really makes this unique, is this little sticker that says prototype. Also, I'm kind of the first person ever to have this box. And while that's not usually that cool of a thing, for Youtooz figures, they have specific art on the backs and sides of their boxes, and for all of their Five Nights at Freddy's characters, they have little, voice lines, and this is really interesting because this is not one of Toy Freddy's voice lines. Toy Freddy has a good bit of voice lines, whether that be from, Ultimate Custom Night or Security Breach. Special Delivery, that's what it's called. But yeah, also, look at this. We got specific art on the backs with silhouette of Toy Chica and Toy Bonnie. He's on the stage looking at a camera. That's really cool. He is missing a line in his tooth, which is strange, but it's still pretty good art. And he also has another voice line, and again, it's weird because this is not one of his voice lines. I don't think, anyway. It might be in the mobile game. If it is, let me know. I don't remember this being in the mobile game. Maybe it's in the movie. These are gonna release in December, I'm pretty sure. If they're releasing before that, then oops, I'm wrong. But I think these are releasing in December. And what if this is a movie line? That'd be pretty cool. But I mean, it's also a very basic line. Even more basic is when you very carefully take the top off, because this is a prototype, and oh, I already creased it. No. When you do that, there's another thing up here that says, "You can trust me." That is a very basic horror movie villain line, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I'm the first person to publicly show you what the back and side and lid of the box looks like. So that's cool. And one thing I haven't shown you is that it has a little signature on it. I don't know who it's signed by, though. Probably, one of the higher-ups at Youtooz, I don't know his name. I forgot. That seems pretty... that seems pretty bad of me to just not know this when, I got this. This is mine. I got this prototype, so that's really cool. Anyways, I'm going to take the figure out of the box and, just get on to the review of the figure itself. So here he is out of the box, and I guess before I show anything, might as well show the inside of the box, which is basically just Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Office. Looks pretty cool. Other than that, the figure itself, it's very well made. I don't know. It's hard to find stuff to say because it's just a perfectly accurate sculpt. It really just looks like a, you know, kind of big-headed, small version of the character. There really isn't any sort of, like, proportional inaccuracies anywhere. The eyes are really well done. They don't have the normal, like, Youtooz eyes, but they have, like, the just tiny little swoop in the eyelids. Not eyelids, the irises, you know, the whites of the eyes. So that's really cool. Yeah, the sculpt is just overall really well done. I really like just the small detail of how it's not black on the inside. It's like, you know, it's a fully three-dimensional mouth. So that's really cool. If I were to be critical about this figure in any sort of way, it would be the color. He is just like probably a little too bright. He looks a lot more yellow on the camera than he does in person. But, you know, he's just a little too bright, a little too orange, and you know, maybe they'll fix that in the final figure. I don't know. If they do fix it in the final figure, then that'll be really cool because number one, you know, you all get a more accurate figure, and second off, would make this even more elusive and rare. But you know, I do kind of hope that they fix it in the final figure, but if they don't, it's still a well-made figure. It's still like relatively accurate color-wise. He's still a pretty orange character, but yeah. He's posed really well. Like, I really like his like kind of side tilted pose. It does make him a little top heavy and a little like easy to knock over, but you know, he's still pretty balanced. The microphone is, you know, I have no clue if that's accurate or not. I think it is. I don't pay attention to Toy Freddy's microphone. It looks fine to me. Yeah. It's a good sculpt. Good colors. Well, okay, fine colors. The colors are the only issue with it. Everything about this except kind of the colors are good. Even then, the colors are fine. They're a little just too bright is all. But yeah, you know, I don't really have much else to say. I'm not a big Youtooz guy because, you know, I usually like, you know, more posable figures. But if you're into, you know, kind of like statuette, like, you know, vinyl figures, then this is a really good figure. Is it worth $30 though? Probably not. But all Youtooz figures are priced like that. He's not especially not worth it or anything. In fact, he's probably one of the best looking Five Nights at Freddy's figures they've made. So if you're a big Toy Freddy fan, or if you have a little bit of spendable money, you know, I don't think you'll be disappointed in him at all. He's a well-made figure. Yeah. But I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you very much to Youtooz for, you know, giving me this. It's a genuinely incredible, like, thing that, oh, now I have this, like, one-of-a-kind figure, and, well, not, like, really one-of-a-kind, the prototype, the fact that the box says prototype is, like, you know, that's pretty one-of-a-kind, but either way, I have this figure months before anyone else does, so, yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you for watching. Check out my other videos. Most of them are still Five Nights at Freddy's related. But yeah, that's about it. And thank you for watching, and bye-bye.